Are you trying to reduce pain and lower inflammation by eating better, taking supplements or medications, or avoiding certain food, but you're still feeling puffy, tired, achy, sore, or just off? Here's the truth. Pain, discomfort, and inflammation usually aren't coming from one thing. It's often the result of small daily signals your body receives from your food, your stress, your sleep, your gut, your environment, and even the products you put on your skin. So in this video, I'm going to show you the simple everyday habits that help turn those inflammatory signals down naturally so your body can repair, feel more comfort and ease, and come back into balance. But before we get into those habits, I want you to picture something. Imagine your body is carrying a backpack, and every inflammatory input is like a rock being put inside of that backpack. One rock may not feel like a big deal. One stressful week, one night of poor sleep, one food that doesn't sit well. Your body is wise. It can adapt. It can compensate. It can carry a lot. But most people are not carrying one rock. They're carrying a little stress, a little poor sleep, a little gut irritation, a little toxin exposure, a little nutrient depletion, a little emotional overwhelm, a little circadian rhythm disruption, or honestly, maybe a lot of some of these things. And eventually, with all of those rocks, the backpack gets really heavy. That's when the body starts whispering through fatigue, puffiness, achiness, brain fog, anxiety, bloating, skin flare-ups, hormone shifts, and waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning. These symptoms can feel random, but often they're connected by one deeper pattern. The body has been carrying too much for too long. And this is where I want to reframe inflammation, because inflammation itself is not the enemy. Short-term or acute inflammation is actually part of healing. It helps your body respond, repair, and protect you. The issue is when inflammatory signals keep stacking up and your body doesn't get enough nourishment, safety, elimination, or recovery to turn that response back down, which ultimately, for most folks, begins to cause chronic aches and pains. So what do? Well, the goal is to gently remove those rocks, those inflammatory signals from the backpack. And every habit we're going to talk about today is one way to lighten that load. So your body has more space to detoxify, regulate, repair, and come back into balance and comfort. The first place I would start is with food. Specifically, starting to eat to lower the overall inflammatory load in the body. Because food is one of the most consistent signals your body receives every single day. And every meal is either helping lighten that backpack or adding another rock. Now, when we talk about eating to lower inflammation, I really want you to think less about perfection and more about nourishment. Your body needs nutrients to repair tissue, make hormones, create neurotransmitters, support detoxification, regulate blood sugar, and keep the immune system steady. So if you're eating in a way that is mostly low in nutrients, high in sugar, highly processed, or missing protein, fiber, minerals, and healthy fats, your body may be feeling like it's trying to run a whole household with the lights flickering and no supplies in the pantry. That can show up as aches, pains, chronic fatigue, mood swings, cravings, energy crashes, brain fog, puffiness, and feeling emotionally more reactive than usual. Food can affect your stress response, food can affect your mood, and ultimately, food can affect how safe or irritated your body feels. So, one of the most supportive anti-inflammatory shifts is to build meals around the things your body can actually use. Clean protein, colorful plants, healthy fats, fiber-rich foods, minerals, herbs and spices. And when it's accessible, choosing organic can be a way to reduce some of the chemical load your body has to process, especially with the foods you eat most often. A simple place to begin is this. Before you focus on taking everything away, ask, what can I add that would help my body feel more supported? Could you add more color to your plate with an extra organic fruit or vegetable? Could you add a clean protein at breakfast? Could you add minerals through leafy greens, mineral-rich salt, or bone broth? Could you add fiber through vegetables, berries, beans, chia seeds, flax, or ground psyllium if your body tolerates it? Could you add more flavor in your meals by adding anti-inflammatory herbs like turmeric, ginger, garlic, rosemary, cinnamon, or green tea? This is not about chasing one perfect superfood. It's about creating a daily pattern that tells your body you are nourished, you have what you need, you can repair. And as you add more of what supports you, it naturally becomes easier to reduce the foods that tend to make you feel heavy, achy, foggy, anxious, or inflamed. But there's one piece of this that matters so much. Even a nutrient-dense diet may not calm inflammation if your gut is irritated or your immune system is reacting to foods every single day. So the second place I recommend looking to lower inflammation naturally is through supporting the gut, which is really part of your immune system's interface. Your gut is one of the biggest places where your body decides, am I safe or do I need to be on alert? Your gut is one of the main places where the outside world meets your inner world. Food, microbes, toxins, stress hormones, and environmental inputs all pass through this incredibly intelligent barrier. And when that barrier is healthy and strong, it helps decide what gets absorbed, what gets eliminated, and what your immune system needs to respond to. But when the gut is irritated, inflamed, imbalanced, or more permeable than it should be, the immune system may start reacting more often. That can become another rock in the backpack. And sometimes it can be a very big rock. This is why bloating, constipation, food reactions, skin flare-ups, brain fog, joint pain, and mood shifts can often be connected to what's happening in the gut. It may be your body responding to irritation that has been happening behind the curtain for a long time. If you think this is something you want to look at, which I recommend almost every one of my clients do, a supportive step here is to look at whether certain foods are creating an immune response for you. For most people, this is where IgG food sensitivity testing can be really helpful, because it gives us more information about which foods may be keeping the immune system activated. And when those foods are temporarily removed while the gut lining is supported, the body often has a chance to calm down, reduce inflammation, and repair. I want to point out it is a temporary removal of these foods. These tests are not intended to create food fear or laundry lists of foods you can never eat again. This is where a lot of practitioners often go wrong in working with these tests. The test results give us information for temporary food removal, but the healing protocol for gut recovery and repair matters to reduce inflammation and symptoms in the long run. And while I customize every gut healing protocol, depending on what the client's body is asking for, it could look like something with supporting digestive strength with enzymes, soothing the gut lining with herbs, improving elimination, bringing in minerals to the diet, and slowly increasing foods that help feed a healthy microbiome. Another way to help support your gut lining and gut health is with fermented foods, which can be a beautiful place to start if your body tolerates them. Things like sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, unsweetened yogurt, or kefir can help support microbial diversity. Fiber-rich foods matter too, because fiber feeds the beneficial bacteria that create compounds that help support the gut barrier and immune balance. But please, listen to your body here. If your gut is sensitive, start small and slow. A tablespoon of sauerkraut, a few bites of a new fiber-rich food, a small increase in plant variety across the week. You don't want to do too much too fast here. We're trying to create the conditions where healing feels safe. And when your gut feels safer, your immune system often has fewer reasons to keep adding rocks to the backpack. But the gut is not only responding to food, it is also responding to stress. And this is where inflammation gets really interesting. The third area we look to reduce inflammation is actually in your nervous system. Stress is one of the most underestimated rocks in the backpack. Stress does not just live in your thoughts, it lives in your body. It can change your digestion, your blood sugar, your hormones, your sleep, your cravings, your gut barrier, and your immune response. And if your body is constantly getting the message that life is urgent, unsafe, overwhelming, or too much, it can stay in a more inflammatory state. This is where the vagus nerve becomes really important. Your vagus nerve is one of the main communication highways between your brain, your gut, and your immune system. And one of the ways it helps regulate inflammation is through something called the cholinergic anti-inflammatory pathway. That's the science term. But the simple version is this. When your body feels safer, your immune system can become less reactive. This is why calming your nervous system is not just about feeling peaceful. It is a root cause anti-inflammatory tool. One of my favorite ways to begin is with something called resonant breathing. That means slowing your breath to about 5 or 6 breaths per minute. You may inhale for 5 counts and exhale for 5 counts. Or inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. That longer exhale is especially supportive because it gently tells the body we are not running from danger right now. You can also stimulate the vagus nerve through humming, singing, gargling, gentle yoga, prayer, meditation, or simply stepping outside and letting your eyes soften while you look at nature. And another simple practice to calm the nervous system is a cold face plunge. You can fill a bowl with cold water, take a breath, and dip your face in for a few seconds. Or you can place a cold compress over your cheeks and eyes. This can stimulate a calming reflex in the body and help shift you out of that revved up stress state. And while you do any of these practices, you might gently give your body a thought it can settle into. Something like, in this moment, I am safe, or my body can soften. The goal is to send your body repeated safety signals throughout the day. Small, gentle, and consistent signals. And over time, those signals can help your body move out of chronic stress chemistry and back toward digestion, detoxification, repair, hormone balance, and immune regulation, all helping to reduce inflammation and pain. And once your nervous system starts getting safety signals during the day, the next question is whether your body is getting the right timing signals in the morning and at night. The next place we look is supporting one of your body's natural rhythms, your circadian rhythm, with light. Your body is not just listening to what you eat and how stressed you feel, it's also listening to light. And one of the simplest anti-inflammatory habits you can build into your day is getting natural sunlight in your eyes early in the morning, because your immune system runs on a rhythm. Your hormones run on a rhythm. Your digestion, blood sugar, energy, sleep, and detoxification all follow daily rhythms too. And light is one of the strongest signals that helps set that internal clock. When you get outside in the morning, especially within the first hour of waking, you are telling your brain and body, this is daytime. That helps regulate cortisol timing, supports melatonin production later that night, and helps your body know when to be alert and when to repair. And this matters for inflammation because your immune system also needs timing cues. When your rhythm is thrown off, your immune system can become more reactive at the wrong times, especially at night when your body should be resting, repairing, and doing deeper cleanup. So morning light is about helping your whole inner ecosystem get back on schedule. A simple place to begin is to step outside within the first hour of waking. Even 5 minutes can be supportive. Let the natural light reach your eyes without staring at the sun. You can sip your tea outside, walk around the block, sit on your porch, stand barefoot in the grass if that feels good. And then at night, you can support the other side of that rhythm by dimming the lights, lowering screen brightness, using warmer light like a salt lamp, and giving your body a clear signal that the day is ending. This is one of those habits that feels almost too simple, but let me tell you, it is effective. Morning light is a daily message to your body that says you can be awake now and later you can rest. And a body that knows when to rest has more capacity to repair, which ultimately means being able to reduce inflammation. But there is one category that many people miss because it is mostly invisible. That invisible category is toxins. So the next place we want to support is not only reducing toxin exposure, but also supporting your body's detoxification processes. And I want to say this clearly. Your body is beautifully designed to detoxify. Your liver, bile, bowels, kidneys, lymph, skin, breath, and sweat are all part of this incredible detoxification system that is working for you every single day. But the more toxins coming in, the more your body has to process. And over time, that can become another rock or several rocks in the backpack. This is why one of the most supportive things you can do for inflammation is help your body become more of a detoxifying organism and less of a bioaccumulating organism. And the first step is simply reducing what comes in. This might mean looking at the products you use every day, things like skincare, makeup, deodorant, toothpaste, shampoo, laundry detergent, and household cleaners. Even your clothing and bedding when that feels accessible. Because anything you breathe in absorb through your skin, or bring into your home becomes part of the environment your body is responding to. A beautiful resource for this is Environmental Working Group, which can be found at ewg.org. You can use it to look up personal care products, cleaning products, and even food-related toxin exposures, so you can begin making cleaner swaps one at a time. And please hear me when I say one at a time is enough. You might start with the things that touch your skin every day, or the products you breathe in every day, or the items you use on your children or in your bedroom. Small swaps can create a meaningful reduction in your total toxic load over time. Then, once you are reducing what comes in, you can support what goes out. That means hydration, minerals, fiber, sweating, gentle movement, regular bowel movements, deep breathing, dry brushing, and sometimes gentle cleansing rotations using binders or adsorbers like bentonite clay or activated charcoal. These can bind to certain compounds in the gut and help carry them out through elimination. But they should be used thoughtfully, away from medications and supplements, and ideally with guidance if you are a sensitive, constipated, pregnant, nursing, or managing a medical condition. The point here is not to fear your environment. It is to become more intentional about the daily exposures your body is carrying and make small, sustainable choices to reduce your toxin input over time, while also supporting your body's detoxification processes. Because every cleaner swap, every supported bowel movement, every glass of mineral-rich water, every gentle sweat is one more way of removing rocks from the backpack. And now that we've talked about what's coming into the body and how to support what's going out, there's one more very simple habit that helps your body handle what's already in the bloodstream after you eat. That simple habit is walking after meals to reduce blood sugar stress. And I love this one because it is so doable. A short walk after eating can help your muscles pull glucose from your bloodstream and use it for energy. And that matters because repeated blood sugar spikes can become another inflammatory signal. They can contribute to oxidative stress, energy crashes, cravings, mood swings, and that heavy, sleepy, foggy feeling after meals. So when you walk after eating, you are supporting your body in reducing inflammation. A simple practice to begin is a 10-minute walk after at least one of your meals in the day. If you can't walk outside, you can still create gentle movement. Do a few light chores. Walk around your home. March slowly in place. Do calf raises at the kitchen counter. Stretch gently. The point is not intensity. The point is giving your body a signal of movement so your muscles can help clear some of that glucose from the bloodstream. And this is the beauty of lowering inflammation naturally. It's not one giant dramatic change, and it's definitely not one miraculous superfood. It is these small, steady inputs that tell your body again and again, you are supported. You can repair now. And if you have been doing many of the right things, but you still feel tired, foggy, inflamed, anxious, bloated, or like your body is not responding the way it should, there may be deeper root causes that need more personalized attention. That is exactly what I help my clients explore inside one-on-one support. So if you are ready to understand what your body is asking for and what your next best step might be, you can click the link in the description to learn more about working together.